Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show once again. I always appreciate you watching, subscribing, and showing us much love. Now, y'all see our scenery is a little bit different, but we have a very different guest. Now, this person, if I could give them the right introduction that I feel like they deserve, one of the most intellectual comedians in the game, and not only intellectual, but truly like strives to be great. And you know that when you see him, when you listen to the content that he puts out, one of the best in the city. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Godfrey. What's up, man?
What's up?
Man,
Good?
Yeah. I'm good,
Yeah,
man. I'm very happy to have you as a guest, dog. Like,
Thank
sincerely.
you. Yeah.
You're one of those people that I, talk to on the phone, and you've always just really, like, you gave me one of the best pieces of advice on the road. You said, on the road, go to your neighborhood, like, go to the area and find a fact.
Yeah.
Learn about them. Very few comedians actually talk about the importance of knowledge.
Yeah.
As comics, you know what I mean?
I just believe in information. Yeah, that's what makes you a better comedian is info. I don't see how someone doesn't know that. You know what I mean? If you go to a city, learn about it. Something. Just something.
Everybody goes funny. Everybody's like, you gotta be the funniest. And you say that too.
That's fine, but have information. Also, comedy is about information. It's not just about, I think a lot of people have the wrong concept of what, because, especially with us, our culture, it's just like, you think talking about people's mamas, that's what's that's what comedy is, and that's not what it is. It's like, oh, I don't want to talk about niggas. I'm like, that's not what all comedies are based on. And I dare you to try that shit on the road all the time. It won't work.
You'll lose.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll lose.
It's like comedy is based on a whole bunch of other things, like information, learning. It's about info. That's how you get better. Is when you know more shit. That's just common fucking sense. You know what I mean? It's just common sense. Like, and then you got to take that info and make it funny.
Yeah. Did you come into the game, because it's one of those things that you've been in the game for so long and achieved as much as you have, but did you have this understanding of knowledge early on? Because is that like because I know your family is kind of like strives for
my
Caribbean
parents,
family.
Were like, my father was an educator, mother's nurse, Nigerian. Come on, man. You know how we do. Nigerians, academically, we strive hard. That's why we're number one in America and outside of the country. We're the highest. We have the highest degrees of all immigrants. I always love to talk about Nigerian accomplishments because there was a Nigerian kid that just broke the grade point average in high school. They didn't know what to give him, so he shattered the glass ceiling.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Number one robotics engineer in the world is Nigerian. The only double doctor in the world is Nigerian.
That's crazy.
I mean, just black folks in general were killing it, But education was always my thing. My father always made us look up shit. So that's why I was always into random information. So that's why when I go on stage, people go, "How the fuck do you know that?" Like, I just looked it up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I take pride in that type of thing, just playing above the rim, you know what I mean? Not being ashamed to be smart.
Did you ever have a time when you were like early in your because right now you have the confidence of it, but then
that first couple years I was confident, but I didn't have shit. I mean, your jokes are whack and they're corny. but one thing Bernie Mac always told me, because we all started in the same club, was me, Dion Cole, D-Ray. I brought Corey Holcomb to amateur night. Corey, all the Chicago dudes. We were going to Bernie Mac's night. So Bernie Mac was our guy that we watched, and he took me under his wing. And I was always, and Bernie always loved me because he's like, you're so fucking smart. You're always doing that smart shit. And I'm doing it in front of pimps and it was, it'd be Michael Jordan on one side, Ahmad Rashad, and then it'd be pimps and Bishop Don Juan. The guy that hangs with Snoop Dogg? Yeah, I knew him before Snoop. So it was like, we when I did Soul Plane, Bishop Don Juan came on set and greeted me first.
Oh shit!
And I'm sitting right next to Snoop, and he's like, "Yo, man, what's good, man?" I said, "What's up?" And Snoop was like, "How fuck you know him?" I said, "I'm from Chicago." He said, "Nigga, you from Chicago too?" And Snoop was like, "Man, I love niggas from Chicago, man. God damn." I said, "Yeah, man, I'm Bishop Don Juan saw all of us when we first started. When we didn't have no material, when we were just tinkering around with our shit. But I always came with intellectual shit. And that's how I got approved by all the gangsters in Chicago. They loved my shit because they were like, we like that smart shit. Your shit is man, you be hitting it. And then I was really pro-black. Like in college, I was
If you can't tell now, ladies
I
and
was
gentlemen.
really like, I would go see Minister Farrakhan, Chicago. I'll go see Minister Farrakhan. I go see him live. My friends were in the FOI, Nation of Islam. So I was that dude, like, and I took it to the stage.
Yeah.
Not like hardcore, because I didn't have enough information yet, but I always had that, oh, this dude.
The pride in talking
when
about
I got
that.
off stage, people were like, oh, you smart as fuck. I go, all of us are smart.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of your choice of what you want to do. You know what I mean? And I decided to do, I didn't go for always for the easy shit, talking about fucking and that. That was boring to me. I said, let me talk about space travel. What would black folk be in a space? I wanted something else because I was like, that's boring. It's like every other comic was talking about fucking. I was like, that's boring. I'll go over here. It was just like no different than Soul Plane. When I auditioned for Soul Plane, they was like, what are you gonna do? I said, I'm gonna be an African because everybody's doing the same shit. Literally, everybody was going, fuck the. I said, I'll be an African and go opposite Snoop because it'll be funnier.
Yeah.
And they said, well, do it. And that's how I got the job in the room.
Oh shit!
They gave it to me in the room. They were like, you got that shit.
Oh, you didn't get you didn't do the whole casting experience. Like I go through 6 auditions.
I went to one audition. A lot of people were there. People want to talk shit about us. Everybody was there because at the time they weren't really working a lot of black people. There's just white folks get in their little thing where they don't want to hire us. So and there was no work, and so everybody auditioned for it. Everybody named Mama did.
Because that was a star-studded movie.
It was dope because Snoop was the main guy. I was like, oh, this will be dope if I get this. So I said, I'm going to play an African dude because Africans fight a lot. So that dynamic in the cockpit would be funny.
Yeah.
So I said, so I just went in and the whole script, I changed it. Nothing I did was on the script. I improv'd everything. In the movie. It was all my shit. I just made shit up.
And that's just so fire because I assume you didn't go to like UCB and that.
I'm not a big improv person. I mean, I came from Chicago, Second City, where the best is. That's where Colbert, Tina Fey. I worked at Second City.
Okay, I didn't
as
know
a
that.
bar back, watching Chris Farley. I used to watch Chris Farley, who was the funniest motherfucker. That motherfucker was so funny, man. He was beyond improv. We used to be like, where's that fat white dude? God damn it. It was Tim Meadows, so I know Tim Meadows. So I always was around improv because Chicago had the best school.
Yeah.
Second City. But I never really liked improv. I was like, it was boring to me. I thought it was corny as fuck. I like sketch comedy. Like Eddie Murphy. I like sketch, but I just didn't like improv.
The Richard Pryor show.
Yeah, that's different. I didn't like improv because it was too white, first off. A lot of it was corny and super white. And there's funny white people. I'm not saying there's no, but it was just racist as fuck. And I'm like, how are they controlling comedy when all the legends are black?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. Most white comics are influenced by Murphy, Pryor, Cosby.
Now the Chappelle, the Rocks.
Chappelle, come on. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And Carlin, of course. Carlin is like the Eminem of the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Carlin,
But he is fire.
I'm a Carlin fan. I'm a big time Carlin, Paul Mooney, Pryor. Those are my motherfuckers.
Burr,
Burr, Bill. But that's what I'm saying. Bill Burr. There's David Tell. Those I love them. I don't want people to think, oh, you're white. No, but they shouldn't be running comedy. It should be equal. It should be a mixture of people, men and women, not white males. The fuck are you doing? I mean, most white comics don't want to follow us. They don't. They be worried about following black comedians. So how are they the kings?
Do you have a hard time?
That's why I'm just being honest because I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No, it's not even an issue.
But not a Bill Burr or David Tell. Those are the cats that don't give a fuck, or a Jay Okerson.
They work.
Because they're funny as fuck.
Yeah.
And they can do any crowd. It's most of those other entitled white comics that are used to having the sweet spot. They're used to being mediocre and still getting everything.
I can't go unless I'm third, fourth,
or they'll be like, well, how long much more he's on? But you was up there, you was talking about dicks all day. I didn't worry about following you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's almost like I have to do this because I push the envelope. It's like when a white dude asks a girl, have you ever been with a black dude? He goes, oh, I don't want to be with her. They can't follow us at any level. So,
oh God,
just being honest. It's the truth. The girls tell me, they go,
we're throwing it down.
The girls will tell me, he asked me if I dated a black dude. And then he just he was mad.
They be ready to give up the girl. Be like, we can't,
I can't follow that.
It's 30 years later. It's still like, nah.
It's the same shit.
The whole never went back.
I always bring the race shit in because
Yeah.
it's a factor in this whole shit. So
Yeah. Do you find yourself having a hard time? Because with that, you have so much pride with black culture, with us, and I love every bit of that. I do.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time, you feel, within the game because it's so like white?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other problems than any other person does. Whether they're super famous, small, we're all, as black performers, we're always gonna get shit on some kind of way. They're gonna always undermine us. They fucked with Kevin Hart with that Oscar shit. Yeah. They fucked with him, went back in his tweet from a long time ago.
Chappelle, they said he was on
drugs. They do it to everybody. Eddie Murphy, they made him apologize for a 30-year-old. I mean, real silly shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, it's never going to end. I don't care what level you're at until the people, powers that be, change the way they think. That's when the race shit's going to go away. Not us. How the fuck are we going to make them change? They're fucking adults. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but the thing about comedy is that all the pain that you're going through makes you so much funnier. That's why it's not an accident that the black comics are the funnier ones. Usually we're the funny ones. Or people will take our style to make themselves funnier. Like other ethnic groups will do the black schematic and copy.
I love the truth right now. This is very
that's
accurate.
what they do.
I feel this all the time.
Because I know my comedy is just, if it's a Asian comic, they'll do the black schematic. Like, they'll be like, remember how poor you were?
Yeah.
That's black shit.
My mom used to beat me. You'd be like,
that's
what?
black shit. That's black shit. But we are we're
the catalyst for greatness.
Yeah, that's what it is. Even though we're the most,
when we
pushed
do
back.
it, they be like, oh, that's why are you doing that?
Oh, they'll say, man, you talk about dicks too much, but white dudes talk about black dicks all the time in their acts. And you don't even mention it. They always talking about fucking cocks, sodomy, but then and then you can be up on stage
I'm making love. And
you're like, you was talking about fucking. I said, no, I didn't. When?
Yeah.
They already think you're vulgar
when
you come on stage. But sometimes I take it as a challenge anyway. I kind of it's weird because I kind of like that they have this view of you, and then you change it when you get on there. You're like, oh shit.
To get them
But then you get tired of them being surprised that you're intelligent. That's a little silly.
Or that you're as good as you are.
Yeah, we were thinking, we were smart before everybody else. We were on the planet first. So we did everything before everybody. Everything. Thinking, math, everything. Yeah. How the fuck are you surprised at me being smart?
Yeah.
I was here first.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel me? I just don't understand. They're like, you're good as, I got, you know how many black people I know that will smoke your ass academically, that are super smart? What are you talking about? You were told that you were the smartest from lies.
Yeah.
You were told because your mama, your daddy, your whack-ass grandmama, your grandfather just hates people and lied and said, you're better than them. And with no proof.
Yeah.
Then when you went to school, you got smoked by people your grandmother's telling you stay away from. What are you talking about? I got a whole army of motherfuckers that are fucking masters at a lot of shit. You know what I mean? But it's not a surprise because this is what we do.
Yeah.
Like the ignorant black person was created. That was created. That was a creation. And then they just advertised it. When there was so many other black people that are scholars and all kind of shit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and they keep, come on, man. But that's what I carry when I go on stage. I carry that. Not the, let me shit on white. No, because I have fans from every race. But that's the kind of energy I carry. That I'm
you pushing.
I'm the king on this bitch. I'm the king. I don't, I'm the shit. Like
you don't ever try to like downplay. You know what?
Not in arrogance, not in an arrogant way.
I know
but
what
I'm
you
like,
mean.
we're the originators. You come from us, so that's the attitude I have.
It's one of those things that as you say it, is actually extremely hard. At least to me, I can honestly say it's hard to maintain that because of the opposition you may face a lot.
Yeah, but I don't do it to where I'm like, I don't want to work.
Yeah.
Because I'm one of the baddest headliners in the country. Yeah. I work a lot, like all the other headliners. I work a lot.
And you've earned it, though.
I've earned my spot, and even my fans that are non-black go, man, I know exactly what the fuck you talking about. And I'll talk about their oppression, too. It's not like I just do mine. I do it. And I dog our own people. The shit we do to each other. We're fucked up on how we treat each other. Black comedians are the worst. We don't stick together. Come on, we're terrible. The white boys stick together. That's one thing I give them. They will work right hire each other, not us.
I
don't know about your generation.
I think we're learning, because that's what I was about to say.
Because
We
don't be
definitely
like
are.
us. Our generation, whack.
For sure. But
don't stick together. Don't do nothing. You guys,
we're doing better.
You are better. Yeah, even with social media, which I got on with Rennie and King Batch. Those are all my dudes. When I was working with them, I was noticing how they just all help each other. They all eat. They let each other get numbers. Everybody's numbers are going up. They're making money. If that was us, we'd be hiding. You don't want to. Even now, some of us will see somebody do a really good video. We won't even like it and go, "Hey man, that was fire," or put a little symbol. We don't even do that. We're afraid
to push you up.
None of us do that. A lot of us do not do that. DL Hughley does it big time. That's my big brother.
In all honesty, bro, all the greats do. All the people who like are really successful and
some.
Okay,
but some do, not all. But as a whole, we're just not good at sticking with each other. I hope it changes, but we're terrible. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Nah, it will. I can
horrific at that shit.
I get even right now behind the scenes to give people logic. It's a whole black cast. It's a whole black crew of people who are dope.
It's dope. Yeah, man. But this is nothing new though.
Yeah.
We've been writers. We've been video people. We've been editors. We've been tech people. It's just racist people don't want you around. That's it. There's no. We need to get a program. No, you're just you don't like us. That's why. But the fucked up part about it is, you don't like us, but we don't stick together to form our own shit. So they got us. Then there's colorism. Then there's that silly shit. You got that. So they got us good. I give Powers to Be some credit, man.
But also
they fucked us real nice. Real nice. Left us to our own doings, and we can't even get our own shit together. That is a fantastic job they did.
But to give us time to reverse engineer it. Just give us time, because I promise you to change.
Yeah, but I do it now.
Yeah.
You know, we keep saying give us time. They said that in the 50s. They said that in the 60s. They said it in the... I'm just saying.
No, I get you.
But you got to get over your petty shit, though.
Yes.
You got petty shit. Oh, man, fuck that nigga. Really?
What do you feel like
get
that
over
is?
That little silly?
What is that? Like the thing that makes people not come together, or you feel like with people in maybe your peer group?
I think it's insecurities. You know, insecurities and shit like that, and you know, it's all that. It's just insecurities, and we need therapy, man. Just as a whole, we need therapy, man. Black women, look at black women comedians. They get treated like shit. They're not even considered, which is sad.
So my favorite people, Pat Brown,
and black male comics have to big them up. We have to. You got to put them on your shows. You got to interview them. You got to let them know. You got to, and they have to also get along with each other, because they fight amongst each other. Because I hear it. They don't want to help each other because they're so little. But we have to practice that there's enough for everybody. But that takes, you know, everybody just doing a little something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because I'm just keeping it honest, man. Not everybody's on our side. And they pick one Negro to be famous, and everybody else gets left. Yeah. And then we have to judge our success by that one person, which is not fair.
No, it's not fair to them.
To that person or us, right?
Yeah.
So if once we spread it out and just have different ways of being successful, I think that would be one of the solutions. I'm just one motherfucker, so.
Nah, you know but that's a very fair stance to have on it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even give it the thought to be like, yo, how can we solve this problem?
Yeah, they don't think about it. They go, I got to get mine. I say, but you can get yours by sharing. Yeah, you can get yours by sharing and giving information. I knew dudes that wouldn't even let you know about a gig, man. They would even tell you about a gig, but I ended up finding out. I go, but nobody's trying to see you every week. Why don't you spread it? Like, hey, yo, there's a good gig. You should go. But they're so fucking insecure that they won't tell people about a gig.
It's gross.
But the white boys will share it. Hey, yeah, you should do this. I'd watch them do it. They all share each other's shit. Us, they won't say nothing. They won't tell you half of it. I'm not saying now all of us do that.
No, for sure.
But we really need to practice getting better at that. I mean, I'm preaching to the choir, but we need to get better at this shit. Yeah. Because, man, you know, the opportunities are still kind of still, even with the do you feel like it's changing with the content creation or other stuff? Yeah, I think it's changing a lot too because of George Floyd. That's what I
elaborate.
Once the pandemic saw what real police brutality was, Then white folks started changing, and they made Batwoman black. That's when I knew it was some bullshit. Like, remember, they made Batwoman black right away. Batwoman was black. I'm like, what? I was like, oh, they're on fuck shit. Okay. Yeah. And they did that, and then they had those actors apologize. Remember, they were in black and white. They had Aaron play. It was like, I need to take responsibility after George Floyd gets his neck stepped on. That's when everyone's like, oh, there is racism.
It was like a video collage.
It was a video collage. I was like, oh, and it was in black and white, which fucking
makes it dramatic with the music.
Me dying laughing. I have to take responsibility.
But in the house, they were very comfortable.
But what was fucked up, they were all actors, good actors. So I don't know if they're telling the truth because they're all amazing actors.
You were more
Stanley
impressed?
Tucci, Aaron. I said, the motherfuckers are good. Yeah, it was like, So a lot of the stuff, and there's a lot of stuff being black now. They're accepting a lot of things, but is it to make up for the Floyd thing? Is it gonna be like how you are for the rest of the time, or are you gonna like, okay, let's see, okay? They said we're gonna take the guy off the cream of wheat box, and Andrew, remember they were doing that,
and nobody asked for that.
A lot of side shit, little consolation prizes for white, and it was like, what? I mean, are you really gonna make real changes, like put people in power? Yeah. But that's still like, well, I don't know about that, but we'll take Aunt Jemima off the thing for you.
And,
how about that?
Uncle Ben.
But I don't always want syrup, man. I want like land and fucking.
Yeah, I didn't always look at the syrup.
Our schools are still fucked up. Our neighborhoods are still being gentrified. You're still like, do that. You act like we eat pancakes all the time. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather
black people run
keep Aunt Jemima there and give us like our just due. How about that?
Yeah.
But I'm just talking.
Nah, I understand it, dude. Is you have a lot of passion towards the game and towards us.
Yeah, I like the game done right, man. I don't like when I see mediocre comedians get shit. I'm like, ugh. Yeah, I like when it's dope. I like when the ones that deserve it. If somebody's funny, and listen, I don't know what all funny is. It's subjective. But you kind of know who's funny, you know? Even if their style is different, you know who's funny. Like, it doesn't have to be your taste, but you go, oh, I see why. But man, I like it when comedians that have worked hard, that's in a perfect world, that have worked hard, that are funny, get stuff. I don't like when people that stink and don't really work. I don't like when they get things. But have you I'm like, oh, why are they giving it to them?
Have you seen them? Do they last? Because I don't think they last.
No, they don't last.
That's what I'm saying.
No, they don't last.
Yeah.
They don't last.
And the time that I've been around, I've seen many people get something quick. Yeah. And you be like, they might have 2 summers. They hot, coolest person ever.
Done.
Third, done. And it's hard to get reacclimated to like success. Like if you already had that, it's hard to come back to
too much. That's why it's good for sort of a gradual build. Even though if you see other people getting shit, you gotta just be like, no. You know what I'm saying? Because people will compare you. How come you ain't got that? Why this motherfucker? And that's another thing.
What keeps you focused to not like get caught up in that type of energy?
I just stick with what I'm doing, man. My knowledge of self. Just other outlets to know that, and being healthy. I'm a big fan of health, so I think you know that.
Yeah, absolutely. Working out, bro.
All that stuff. I like other outlets because if you worry about that shit, you're gonna lose your mind, man. So I like my originality. You know what I mean? I like that you can't put me in a box. I'm okay with being different. When they go, what do we do with that? I go, if I was a white dude, I'd be in 10 sitcoms by now. But you're black, you're different. You're not in the. I go, I don't want to be in that category. I never was. I don't, But I just like that I can still. I think performing in the best city in the world, New York, and being on stage all the time. That's what keeps me going because I'm making motherfuckers laugh. I'm creating dope shit. You just gotta, and believe in yourself. I'm good. Not to sound corny, but yeah.
You believe in yourself.
No. Yeah, and it's not like I haven't done shit. I'm doing shit.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of people just go, why ain't you right there? I'm like, sometimes everybody's journey is different, man.
It's a longer.
Then there's a point you go, all right, well, it's not. What's the use of forcing the shit? Yeah. As long as my shit's up here, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Here's a question we ask every guest, every comedian, such, which is your process creating your bits, writing. Are you like super cerebral to the point where you like, every word?
No. I do ideas, bullet points, and then I go from there. That's it for me. I just go up, work it out, and then I just remember it from repetition because there's so much stage time in New York. Yeah, I just write a bullet point, certain main shit, and then I just do it.
Oh, so
not verbatim. Hell no. I leave my shit open for just
you work
other
on stage.
Shit. Yeah, man, I leave it open. Mine's very conversational, so I'm not like I can't even work like that.
Everybody's
different though.
Yeah, no, and there's some people who I thought were like that who were like, no, not at all. They make shit up in the shower. I was like, I didn't know.
Yeah, sometimes it just comes to me. I go, oh, I'm gonna do that. Write that down.
Yeah, so you
work it out. Add it to some other shit. Yeah.
That's what, because it's been at this point, 30 years in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
25
years in the game, straight bits, specials, all of that. But you still have this like youthful energy to just keep moving forward.
Yeah. A lot of my guys that are in my class, from Burr to Corey Holcomb, D. We because you're in your prime, like as a comedian. You're not the shit at 5 years. That's bullshit. Not in 10 either. You're like 15, 20.
I think it was you that told me that.
Because Seinfeld told me that.
It's the age, like whatever age you are, is like the age of a human.
That's right.
Yeah.
Seinfeld told me that shit, and I was like, right about that shit.
Yeah, you told me that, and I think I'm 10 years now, but I was like 8 back then. And I was like, yo, that's cold. Because I was like, I'm like an 8-year-old.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not dumb, but I'm like not an adult.
You don't know, right. It makes all the sense in the world, yeah.
Yeah, and it's those notes like that that kind of inspire the next generation and keep you pushing early on. Because I know people will see your success now and think like, oh, you just always figured it out. Were you working? Like, what was that? I'm a comedian time. Like I'm committing to this.
Oh, when I was doing The Cellar in New York City, when I was doing The Cellar, working with Robin Williams, Chappelle, Rock. Ray Romano. I was like, I'm a fucking comedian, man. This is.
Did you quit your job before that, or like?
Oh no, I quit in Chicago. I quit it. Yeah, I quit, and then I just went on my own, broke as fuck. Said I'm just doing this shit because I was like, I can't turn back. Fuck that. And then came out to New York, checking out the scene back and forth. Then I finally made the move. You know what I mean?
Was broke then too. Like, did you do?
Yeah, I was
couch surfing.
I was couch surfing. I was. Doing a lot of the urban rooms because that money was quick.
Yeah. Do
the urban, me, Dean Edwards, Tracy Morgan, Chappelle, all of us, man, all of, what's his?
Would your Caribbean family mess with that, Will Vince?
Well, so all of the motherfuckers were there. Talent, we were doing because it was quick money. So I was doing mainstream and urban.
I know the quick $300.
Hell yeah, you go. Let me just follow 30 comics and get this $300.
At the back of a chicken spot at 2 in the morning,
I'm getting $200. Or all you thought about was that money, like let me just
money and like it always come with a dish too, Rasta pasta and $200.
But that got you through the week, and then. When I started doing The Cellar and the comic strip and Boss, all that, you were making all this cash. So it was like, you started making money. Like, you know what I mean? And then work begets work. And you start doing commercials. You know what I mean? That's when I did 7-Up commercials. I said, right after Orlando Jones, I was the next 7-Up guy. That was dope. I was like, okay. And you're doing VH1. Then I'm hosting MTV Spring Break when MTV was dope. MTV's whack now. MTV, it's corny. I think it's whack. But MTV, TRL, when it was dope. Oh man, I was doing that. I did that for 2 years, and all the shit was just VH1 this, You did a comedy special, you do Comedy Central, so it's just an accumulation of shit that I did. So that's was like. But when I knew I was a comedian was I was in New York on the same lineup as all these guys. Oh, I was like,
as the guys. That's how it goes.
Like, yeah, man. What, Ray Romano? I know Ray Romano. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then give it take. Who was the comic? Because everybody has one. That watched you, like you said Bernie, but who was the one that like watched your set completely and was like, yo, have you been on the road or something like that to give you that
someone
type of
that
access?
Watched me?
Yeah, and like took you on the road, gave you some access to another level that you were like, oh yeah.
That I went on the road with somebody? No, nobody really. I went on my own, like, I featured for some people here and there, but I opened up for like Donna Summer. I've opened up for people. I opened up for Jim Carrey. Who else? Jim Carrey. I did Adele Givens, Bernie, blah, blah, blah. But then I headlined on my own.
You just went solo quick.
I went solo after like 10 years. I did solo because I had the 7-Up popularity, the MTV popularity. So that got me to be able to headline. Yeah. So I just went from there, like, all right, here it goes.
And you just risked it.
Put all the shit that I learned together and got on the road. I had an hour. I had like 2 hours. So I had an hour, but in case that don't work, I had another, so I was prepared. But it ended up going good, so.
Yeah.
You know, so that's I started around 10 years comedy, doing headlining.
10 years solid of just figuring it out.
10,000 hours, man.
Yeah.
Because we were doing, in New York, we were doing about 40 shows a week. Me, Burr, Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly when he was skinny. When Robert Kelly was lean and had hair. It was, Bill Burr had full head. Red hair.
The red hair.
Yeah.
Red hair.
Yeah, man, it was all of us. We were doing like 30 to 40 shows a week.
Just putting the work. Yeah, so it's interesting to me because you come from the older school drive. Like, it's not the same now because now I guess you can get famous faster.
You can get famous faster, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be a good comedian though.
No.
That's what I like about comedy is like you can't skip it. You can't. I don't care how many followers you have. People have to see you live. Ha. Good luck. You can't skip it. And Sam J, that's my homie. Sam J said, "Watch, I'm telling you, one day there's gonna be some comedian is gonna be able to skip it." I go, "Who?"
No.
Sam, you're still working. You're still busting your ass trying to get your shit right. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's not going to change.
No.
Theater, not like drama. Broadway's about to open up.
Yeah.
You think that shit you could skip that?
No.
People are rehearsing right now.
Live performances.
You can't skip live performances.
Because audiences won't lie to you.
You think Beyonce skips? She has to rehearse her fucking ass off. For live performances separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls. Period. If you're a singer, you have to go to singing lessons and classes and
then perform in front of people.
That does not change. The technology changes, but you're human. Your body does. It's it. You have to put the work in. You have to physically show up, and you better do a fucking hour of straight comedy. That's what they paid for. People don't get the level. That's why a lot of Instagram comedians fail. Because they think it's the same thing, doing a minute skit compared to a fucking hour of comedy. And people are like,
that shit hard.
People are waiting. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
And you're in Texas and not in your hometown.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But they're going to learn.
Yeah.
They're going to learn. You'll see it's coming.
When you go to Middle America, when you're in Maine, you got to do an hour there. You can't
Wait, you'll see it.
Hey, my mama, you can't do none of that shit.
But if you don't have the chops to talk about your mama, you're not going to get it over. You can talk about anything if you have the chops.
Yeah.
But you got to put the work in.
And be willing to bomb.
You can't go. You think you can go to the gym because you have an app? No. You got to go in and you have to lift the weights.
Yeah.
You can't skip.
Yeah.
Even bodybuilders who take steroids have to go in the gym for 5 hours.
They still got to work.
They still have to put in the reps and the weight and lift everything.
Yeah.
Even if they took steroids, you can still gotta lift weights.
So
that's like comedy. It's a physical thing. You have to. It's a physical thing. You cannot get good at it unless you put it into action. You're not what? There's nothing. Technology ain't gonna change that foundation ever. Not gonna happen. You can get access to comedy. You can look up on YouTube, and you can film it better. But you yourself have to be good.
And you hold people to that same kind of standard. It's just like people in general. Like maybe that's the Caribbean dude in you. I'm not sure, but it's the work.
I'm Nigerian.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you Caribbean?
No, so my family from St. Croix.
St. Croix. Right on.
But I'm first generation American.
Right, but you're like me. I'm first generation Nigerian.
Yeah.
So you have to put the work in. There's no artists that paint. You gotta paint. You got to do a bunch of paints.
Yeah.
You can't have an app and get better.
No, there's no excuse.
It's just access to shit, making things. But you have the skill. You have to put the painstaking hours into it.
Yeah.
That's why do you think you're in the Village all the time? You just got off stage.
Yep.
And time has gone by. Now you're at 10 years.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you still are like, damn, I'm still
learning.
Are you headlined yet?
Yes.
Yeah. You're headlining here and there.
Yeah. So it's like I'm headlining here and there for sure before the pandemic.
But it's not super solid yet.
Not completely.
You see what I'm saying though?
Yes.
But you're in 10 years and now, right? You don't understand, man. I talk to when I talk to Monroe, Derek Gaines, I say, how much time has passed? They're like, damn,
they like, because we've had them on the show too. They're 15 years in.
See what I'm saying?
Like and still, we talk about it all the time. Learning.
We're still learning. You're still not famous.
Nope.
You're still trying to. You go to a club and it's not packed.
Yeah. I was just talking to somebody.
I'm trying to tell you.
My pops on the idea because I grew up with big fan of musicians, so big fan of like Usher.
Usher, right?
Grew up, watching Dave Chappelle. Those were the guys who were the guys when I was coming up.
Of course.
They all started as teenagers, so I started as a teenager.
He started at 14, Dave Chappelle. 14
I started at 16, and I thought in my head before getting into this game, gonna start as a teenager. I'll be big by 20.
I started at 22. I started when I finished college.
See, and it's like,
Because my father was like, you have to finish first. I was like, all right.
see, which is the love, but then you realize, yo, this is a long.
I told you.
This shit long, yo. This shit is long. Even when you
skip.
win him.
You can't skip.
Yeah.
Even when you win in Seinfeld, I was with him last Wednesday. We were on the same show. We were talking. He's a billionaire. He's 67. He still goes on stage working out new jokes. What are we talking about?
Was that Gotham?
And Cosby, even as trying to do comedy again. 80-something years old. I'm just saying it doesn't stop. It's a continuous thing. You know, it's continuous. This art form is not, you're going to die not telling a joke that you wanted to tell.
Yeah.
So when people think they got it, I go, all right. Tony Woods, one of the greatest ever, who influenced Chappelle.
Yeah, I know. Hands down, nasty.
And he's still doing it. What do we, you know?
Yeah.
Is Tony Woods super famous? No. Doing comedy 30-something
But
years.
nasty.
Unbelievable. It's like Chappelle's been doing it 30-something years.
Yeah.
Fuck. Seinfeld since 1970s something.
I studied about that time. Like just that time in life was in my history.
George Wallace, 70-something since 1970.
Eddie Murphy talks about George Wallace and said George Wallace was the famous guy when he was coming up.
Right.
Were you like, what?
Yeah.
Because I've seen George Wallace at Broadway running bits.
Just telling you.
Yeah. So, one, I got 2 questions left, man. One, I appreciate you. Thank you for like sharing your time.
Yeah.
2, one is for your love of the game, right? You love it, the way you do and stuff like that. What is the one thing that keeps you in it, even in the down times and all of that? Like, what really keeps you just like, I'm never stopping this?
Oh, just coming up with new shit. Always, you know, just affecting other people's, and I don't want to sound all hallmarky and shit, but other people when they go, man, you got me through the pandemic, dog, all your shit. And just staying edgy, man. Staying edgy and pushing the envelope is so fun. Because especially during the pandemic, all my videos that I was talking about, all that race shit, they were recirculating all my shit from 3 years ago. I go, I didn't wait for the pandemic to talk about black and white relations. I've been talking about that shit. Well, everybody was like, man, how do you be talking about it? I was like, it's because it's happening. I just talk about it. I'm not talking about anything new. It's not like I'm like, wow, he talked about racism.
Yeah.
I didn't invent that shit. I'm not inventing how to talk about racism. Pryor did it. Dick Gregory did it. Red Fox did it. People did it way before me. But yeah, I think that's what keeps me motivated. Like just pushing the edge, staying creative. Yeah, that's what keeps me around because it's like that's what's going to keep you. Yeah. Keeping your integrity for the art, you're going to stay around. That's how I feel. It's like musicians that, you know, they're maybe not famous, but the motherfuckers still making music.
Playing
they
the
rocking,
sax.
Still killing it.
Hours.
Hours of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what it is, man.
Just because they love it. I appreciate it. And the last thing, now this is hallmarky, but it's for a reason, right? So this is your camera right here.
Okay.
We switched it up. This is for anybody who watching this who may look at your energy and be like, I'm like him. I think like him. I understand the world through those same eyes. I may not be as confident, this, that, and the third. What is a piece of advice that you may want to share that you like, this could help you on your path?
Oh, I just think authenticity, originality, and surrounding yourself with people who fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? And sharing ideas and backing each other up, that's what helps. And I think just being in your own lane and not giving a fuck what other people say, you know what I mean? You're going to, and it's natural, but I think that if you stick with your own style, I don't care if it's nerdy, I don't care if you magic, I don't give a fuck. If you stay with what you love, and then love what the fuck you're doing, you know, really love what you're doing. Some people get into comedy because they think it's the popular thing to do. A lot of people are doing that. There's a lot of people that should not be on a microphone. I'm telling you, a lot of people should not be doing comedy. I don't own comedy though. There's a lot of people that need to stop. They just stop, just get off stage. You're in the way. I'm just trying to be, I don't believe you love it. I just think because it's an open market and they let you, I wish comedy was a little bit more selective where they go, nah, you're not that good.
You don't got the heart for it.
Right, you don't have the heart for it. There's people I know they don't, but the problem is, this is just what I feel. The bar is so lowered that a lot of bums are getting into it. Just like with the rap game. There's a lot of bums in the rap game. Like there was a time where it was like, if you weren't Method Man, you weren't Busta, you weren't MC Light, you weren't Queen Latifah, you know what I'm saying? You weren't Raekwon, you weren't Jay, you weren't none of, you was whack.
Because you had to go against them.
You had to go against them. You Nas, motherfucker. That's how it should be. But it's so whack now. And I'm not taking anything from newer rhyme. There's a lot of talented cats now. But I think it should be more selective. That's just how I feel. You know, and that's the same way. If you don't love the game, get the fuck out of it. You know, love what you're doing. Yeah, I mean, love it, study it, you know, deconstruct it, and you know, and you eat, sleep, and drink it. Period.
Yeah.
That's the advice I have. Just do that shit. That's why Nike's has the best slogan, man.
Just do it.
It's a sport. You got to put action into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you can, you know, people who philosophize about their jokes, those are usually not the good comics. It's the truth. They're always like, what I did with that, nah, you're not that funny.
Yeah.
Because Burr doesn't do that. The Tell doesn't do that.
Because you do the joke. You don't have to talk it out like that.
They just go up and do it.
Yeah.
Seinfeld don't do that shit. They just go up and do it.
Nothing bothers me, but this is not a side note. This is really how I feel about the game. Nothing bothers me more than a comic or a human being that does that. I'm artsy, but when it doesn't work, they're like, you just don't understand my artsy.
Understand. We understood it. You stunk.
Yeah.
And my thing is this too. I've done alt rooms, and I murder alt rooms because I know what you're a nerd. Oh, you're Star Trek, but guess what? My mother was watching Star Trek, dummy, when you weren't born. So you're not gonna know more Star Trek than me.
Yeah. Because
my mother watched it. So that alt shit is not. Mark Maron, who I know, was the original alt. Mark Maron, Patton Oswalt,
Hannibal Buress is in there.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I get that. If you're smart, alternative is you're just twisting stuff a little bit. But I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about your style. If you ain't funny, you ain't funny. I don't give a fuck. You're alt. You could be whatever the fuck you want to be. One-liner. If you ain't funny, you ain't funny. Don't matter. There's a lot of whack alts and there's a lot of funny alt people. Funny's funny. Funny's funny. I don't give a fuck how you pitch a baseball. If you got an arm and you pitch in the strike zone, you're a good pitcher. You know, you see pitchers, they have all kind of winds up. But guess where they got to throw the ball? You got to hit the strike zone. You got to hit the strike zone. I don't care how you bat. Different people bat. You got to hit the ball. Don't give a fuck. Make sure you make contact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you weird and you ain't funny, get the fuck off stage. Beat it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
You're not hitting the strike zone. I
do.
don't care.
Yeah.
You can have your hair in a pony. You can have an eye, something sticking out your eye. Are you funny? That's all I care about.
You pushing people to greatness. I see.
That's all it is. Just be funny in it. I don't give a fuck what your style is. How about this? People pay money. Be funny. Shut your fuck up. Shut the fuck up and be funny.
That's going to be funny because I'm going to zoom on your face. And just
people pay money, though. People pay money to see you be funny. That's all I say. Just have motherfuckers laugh. You know, and it's subjective. Remember, I'm not the king of no comedy, so I'm the king of my comedy. I just observe and go, well, I think I have an idea of who's funny, who's not. But like I said, there are some people that are funny to other people. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of bums in this business too, though, that should not be on stage.
It's all right. They won't last. Yeah, I know that.
That's the thing about comedy. It naturally sweeps people under the. Like, okay, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. You can't handle the long road.
Anybody you see for give or take 10 or more years, they're probably gonna be like.
Yeah. Well, you see, yeah.
Some people
the off and on ones are out of there.
Nah, I don't even acknowledge.
Like they take breaks from comedy. I love the ones that take a break. Yeah, I had to back up. What? The comedy say, hey, you killing me, bro. Yeah. Sit down, boy. You killing this art.
I was killing so hard.
Yeah.
I took an 8-year vacation. What the fuck?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody takes a break for something they really good
But
at.
I always made sure that all my friends that were working regular jobs that did comedy, I made sure that I let them know that we can tell you have a job.
Yeah.
I said, I dare a comic that's doing, or has a regular job, I dare you to be better than me. Yeah. When I'm doing this shit, 24 hours, I'm going to blow your ass off the water, out the water. I'm saying, oh, I have a side job. I said, I can tell.
Because you don't work as hard.
Yeah.
As much. It might not be as hard, but it's definitely as much.
But you can tell the effect. That's how comedy is such a thing. You have to be on it. Like, you have to be. You have to be on it to be good. Yeah. I learned that from my old manager, man. My old manager said, you got to be on that stage like you're a crackhead. That's how you get good. That's how you see improvements, little improvements. By doing it thousands and thousands of times, which is crazy, but it works.
It does, and you see it in the real great people. Everybody I had on the show.
You see it in the monsters. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
I love every bit of this.
LeBron James, he works hard. Yeah. He's talented. He has all the natural skill. But guess what that motherfucker's doing?
Busting
his ass. I grew up watching Jordan. You know, Jordan would be extra practicing.
To the guy who's already winning.
Who's already winning, the coldest dude, and he'd be the first one on the court.
Yeah.
Gotta put the work in.
Yeah. I appreciate this so much, Godfrey, for real. It means the absolute world.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Thank you, family. And ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. This is an amazing episode, and I'll see y'all next time. Love y'all to death. Peace.
Fuck out of here.
You a jackass. Every time you did that shit, I was like, that's so funny. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.